For the 10th episode of this series, we travel at long last to the end, which is by far the most unique when compared to its vanilla Minecraft counterpart. So, for the size and density of this floor will easily rival the flames of the Nether, the only other floor to feature a location from another dimension. So be prepared. So, let's dive into it, shall we? This floor is one I have wanted to do for a long time, but I could not figure out how to do it. The end is best represented by the floating islands that compose it, yet that does not fit the tower whatsoever. So, I eventually resorted to using the template of an end city for the structural component and an archipelago of floating islands for the interior. Upon entering this floor, the hero is immediately greeted by a structure it will recognize well from the end. These pillars spawn waves of enemies as heroes stand within the borders, enabling a countdown until it is shut down. I have recreated this landmark to fill the space, and I think it does the job quite well. Next, after ascending a staircase to one side, the hero must tackle its next challenge, found in the chain of floating islands. The first of these islands is composed of a fountain of void lava, as well as some of the yellow foliage found within the end wilds. This island turned out quite well, and I think using glitter transparent purple for the void lava gives quite an effect. On to the next island, the hero can find a vein of purple rock found throughout the end, but is a mere pit stop to reach the third island. On this third island, the void lava pours down from above, and a collection of magenta foliage grows from the end stone. This is where the replacement for the lift can be found. Like the spring launcher in high block halls or the clam launcher in the abyssal monument, this particular launcher is unique to the end, and is a perfect substitute for the common lift I have used. On the outside of the end city, I have tried to add visual interest to what was originally a very flat space. The first thing I have added was an end portal, which fills a perfectly sized gap that was intended to be a window into the void. However, the end portal feels like it is a necessary inclusion given its ties to this dimension. The next thing I added was this small island clinging to the wall, which, like the abyssal monument, was built out of a bin while on a camping trip. Featured here is most foliage from the end wilds as well as a chorus tree. I am likely going to add a second island on the other side of the end portal, but the only reason I did not was how fragile this tower is becoming, as I learned when the top two floors collapsed while adding the first small island. Even after going through each floor and adding extra pillars for support, this thing is still teetering all over. Who would have guessed? Now, onto the figures. I'll move through the level just as I did while showcasing the design, in the same way I've done for the Flames of the Nether. In the opening chamber featuring the pillar, the only player found here is Hedwig, one of the 4 main characters from Minecraft Dungeons. They are equipped with mercenary armor and the Nightmare's Bite. All around the pillar there is a single blastling facing the wall because it actually uses a spider's head, an enderman mini-boss, an endermite, and a shulker. Next, on the staircase leading up to the floating islands, there's a snareling and a second shulker, this one peeking out from its shell. On the first island, the second player is Hal, another Minecraft Dungeons main characters, wearing opulent armor and holding a great hammer and the weeping vine bow. Hovering above them, another endermite is levitating after being struck by a projectile from the shulker. On the second island, we find our third hero, Val, another of the main characters, and they are wearing phantom armor and holding the firebolt crossbow and a chill gale knife. To the side, there is also the third and final endermite. On the final island in the chain, there is a second enderman mini-boss, attacking the fourth and final player, Hex, who is wearing wither armor and holds both a rapier and a burst gale crossbow. Now, onto the island clinging to the exterior. There is an enderscent, which I have struggled to make a design for, and I might ultimately change if I find a better design. Lastly, there is the boss that technically should not be here, but I felt I needed to include. The Vengeful Heart of Ender, the final boss of all Minecraft dungeons, was among the most challenging things to create yet. While the body segments emerging from the portal were simple, the head was anything but. All the designs I had seen online did not scale well with the tower itself, and so I was forced to create a custom one. At first, I was not a huge fan of the design, but it has grown on me, and I am now happy to leave it in its current state. At last, we move on to the tiling, which gives you a view of just how plain the exterior used to be. So enjoy. With that out of the way, we move on to the cinematic, and a good one at that. With the end of the final DLC, there's only one more destination I needed to visit, and it is the best place I could imagine to end this series once and for all. Next week will be the final episode and the final floor, and I cannot wait for all of you to see the completed project. This floor will be quite a fiery place. For now, I'll see you next week.